on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo, senior editor here at thecoalition.com, and I got a brand new unboxing and impressions video for you guys here on the channel. We're going to be taking a look at this book here from Bitmap Books. This is the Neo Geo Visual History that they had sent over to me recently, so big shout outs to Bitmap Books. They actually sent me a bunch of their more recent titles and part of their collection to take a look at for you guys here on the YouTube channel. So we're going to be diving into those very, very soon. But this one today, if you're a big fan of SNK, if you're a big fan of the King of Fighters series or any of the other SNK classic game series from the arcades, you're really going to dig this one. So the Neo Geo Visual History, I had a chance to kind of glance through it, kind of go through most of the book and take a look at it before filming this video, and it has a lot of love for SNK stuff. A lot of love for the Neo Geo Pocket, a lot of the arcade machines that were released in Japan and here in the United States over the period of the 90s, like I want to say the early mid-90s and I think all the way into the 2000s. But there's a lot of love in here for Neo Geo. So let's open this bad boy up, kind of dive into it and show you guys a little bit of what you're getting in this book. It's a very, very clean book. Before I even do that, let me highlight this, because I review a lot of books here on the YouTube channel. I've reviewed a lot of books in general online, and this is a very well-designed book. Just the way it feels, the way that it actually, again, it's weighty, it's very thick, it has a lot of different pages in it, but like just the way it's designed, a lot of the gold little kind of like spine here, a whole bunch of different stuff that you don't find in a lot of other books. Even though I've looked at a lot of coffee table books that are kind of like this one, you don't see a lot of well-designed books overall like that feel like they're just high quality. Like when you look at it, there's one thing to look at it and see like there's a lot of stuff in it, but then there's another way when you actually hold it and you actually feel like the way that the pages are, the way that the actual book cover is, you can tell that there's a lot of high quality that goes into this book. So anyway, this is the SNK Neo Geo Visual History. There's a lot of cover art, promotional art, a lot of nods and history. Again, it's not too wordy. It's only wordy when it needs to be, and actually shows a lot of different sections of the Neo Geo's history, or SNK's history, in relation to the Neo Geo platform. Like here, for example, what we have here on the side, again, it's a little hard to see, but it's even better on the back of the book. This is the original mascot for the Neo Geo, or at least the Neo Geo platform. It appeared in a couple magazines, I know that, but a lot of promotional material when the Neo Geo was first coming out. So you had games like Metal Slug, I believe, and a whole bunch of others, Ikari Warriors, that were in relation, at least, put alongside this in a lot of promo material. But anyway, let's get back to where we were at here. Again, this is from 1990 to 2004. So I was right around early mid-90s all the way to the 2000s. There's a lot of different stuff. So one of the things I do like about this book, because of all the promotional material that's shown, a lot of the original, visual art material, like a lot of the logos and all the other stuff, which again, as I get more into it and we get to the arcade machines, I'll be able to show you. They actually really have great images and great highlights and great archives. And again, as you can see here, patents of different types of tech related to the Neo Geo and the Neo Geo platform. So again, this is the arcade machines. Again, it's a little hard to see on the camera here, but you can see here the different types of patents and the blueprints of the specific machines that you would go to a Japanese arcade and you would see stuff like this. It's very, very cool overall. So again, I'm just gonna kind of go through this. I remember seeing arcade cabinets like this one. I'm pretty sure many of you have seen this before. Maybe not specifically this model, but I know various different models that are like this, that have multiple games on the same arcade machine. So you'll get King of Fighters, Metal Slug, Samurai Spirits or Samurai Showdown, or anything of the sort, all on one machine. It'll be 4 or 5 games. It's pretty damn cool. Again, looking at stuff, high detailed images. I really like stuff like this, especially for such a visual book. Again, it's supposed to be a visual history, a visual compilation of this platform, and I'm really digging it. Now, one of the things that I do have to note is that it has more coverage of the Japanese platform stuff, because again, a lot of this stuff originated in Japan, and also a lot of the the European releases of some of these games here. Let me try to make sure I get this all on the camera for you guys. Again, it's a little tough to see, with the angle that this is on, but there's a lot of great stuff here that you guys definitely, if you're a fan of any of these games on this platform, you're really going to dig it. I can only imagine seeing something like this handled with another one of the platforms that I love, like the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo. I love stuff like this. Again, high detailed images, looking at all the different types of accessories, the controllers. This is the home console version of the Neo Geo, the controller. Very, very sleek looking, very good. Again, a little bit of history there, not too wordy stuff, but it's all visual stuff that you're really going to dig. Again, so now let me go a little bit further, get past all this stuff. Here's the Neo Geo Pocket, I believe. Yeah, this is the Neo Geo Pocket. So it's a little tough to see right there. I'll make sure I got this on the camera, but you can see it there. Nice, cool image. Here we go, the Neo Geo Pockets. Different variations and the color schemes of them. Very similar to the Game Boy. Again, if you grew up with the Game Boy in the 90s, you'll see a lot of comparisons here, or at least a lot of similarities and parallels between the platforms. So now, one of the things I really love about this book, which I think is the best highlight of it, is the box art for all these games on the Neo Geo and all the Neo Geo platforms. So you get a lot of classics in here. Let me see if I can find one that most people would know that, again, related to this stuff. Again, King of Monsters, what is it, Cross Swords, a lot of crazy, like, you know, obscure stuff that we wouldn't know about. But here we go. Here's Fatal Fury, one of the original promos for the first Fatal Fury game. It looks freaking good. A lot of people have seen this poster, probably didn't really know where it originated from, but there you go. It came from this particular release in Japan. Let me see if I can get to the King of Fighters ones just to show you, because there's a lot of iconic art for many of these series that are here. Here, look at this one for Samurai Spirits, which is also known as Samurai Showdown. This stuff I love seeing. I love seeing this type of box art, or at least, you know, compilations of the box art for classic games like this. It's just beautiful to look at, and it's a lost art that we don't really see a lot anymore here in the modern day of gaming. Let me just keep going here. Again, we start getting to King of Fighters 94. Let me see if I can get to 98, because I know there's a lot of all the other stuff. King of Fighters 95, again, awesome freaking packaging. Imagine going to the store and seeing this for the first time. This is freaking awesome. Like, this just looks gorgeous. Again, all the freaking artwork from, I forgot what's the artist's name. Let me see if I can find it, go back a few pages, because I know, Shikiro. I think, yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, Shinkiro. Okay, yeah, because I completely almost mispronounced it. But the Shinkiro artwork that we have is, you know, done for a lot of the King of Fighters and the Fatal Fury games, and even the Samurai Showdown games is all done here. A lot of this stuff just looks gorgeous, man. Seeing this on packaging, and on its original packaging, nonetheless, it looks freaking cool. Here we go, Metal Slug. Again, classic game on the platform. Here, this is 97 is one of the more famous pieces of box art for the King of Fighters series. Again, a lot of people love 98, but look at this freaking artwork right here. This is gorgeous. Imagine this on a giant poster. A lot of people love this that are big fans of King of Fighters. Really awesome stuff. But anyway, I'm going to kind of keep going here, glance through a couple more stuff, but overall, as a package, you know, for this book, for anybody that's a big fan of a lot of, here we go, I gotta give nods to King of Fighters 99. I love King of Fighters 99 on PlayStation 1. This was such a big deal to me. I know, again, this is the Neo Geo platform, but this came to PlayStation 1, and this is where I first played it, so it was pretty dope. But anyway, like I was saying, as a package, this book is phenomenal. I really dig a lot of what's included here. It has all these different box arts that I just get to love, you know, to look at and just, you know, glance through. A lot of stuff I've never really seen before. Again, most of this stuff did not come here to the United States originally. It was just released in Japan, or released in Japan and Europe, but never made its way to North America. There's a lot of great stuff. There's also character art, again, as I'm going into it now. A lot of original concepts. Let me see if I can find the original version of Terry Bogard. Here we go. And then there's one of Kyo from King of Fighters. I can show you guys. That's pretty cool. Again, just seeing it is kind of surreal. It's like looking at the compilations of, like, you know, concept art for Street Fighter. You know, it just is surreal to look at, to see, like, where this stuff, like, really began. So here you go. This is the original design that was also used in many concept art for King of Fighters for Kyo Kusanagi from the King of Fighters series. But anyway, like I was saying, I love all the different stuff that's included here. There's a lot of other visual material as you get into it, a lot of sprite work, different stuff for all the different types of series. Again, a lot of different games. This covers the entirety of the Neo Geo platform. So all the games that have ever been released in all territories are covered here, or at least featured in some way. There's stuff like this. This is pretty cool, okay? Now, for anybody that doesn't really get into this type of stuff, I love looking at some of the artwork of the logos for all these different games. Like, again, games that I've never really played or never really seen before. A couple I do know in here, obviously the King of Fighters, the Art of Fighting, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, all that different stuff is pretty standard because they come here into the States. But then I'll see something like Kenzuna Encounter. I'm like, what the hell is that? Or see like something like Aggressor's Dark Combat, which, again, I don't even think came into the States. I don't even remember something like that. You know, other games here and there, like little stuff like this I appreciate because there's an attention to detail about the platform that I think that a lot of books that don't have the same level of quality don't really get into. So anyway, we're kind of going through a little bit faster here just to show you guys a little bit more. Again, there's a lot more stuff in here. Now, finally, I'll show you the literature section, which was the promo material that I mentioned earlier. A lot of different advertisements, the original mascot for the Neo Geo. There's all these other different like magazine ads and posters that were put on like, you know, different like train stations and bus stations, you know, banners, all types of stuff. Magazine ads, like stuff like here, Neo Geo Freak, which was the magazine for the Neo Geo. There's like stuff like this. This one has Joe Hiragashi. You guys can see here a little bit of the glare there. But it's pretty damn cool. I love seeing stuff like this because, again, it really throws you back to a really fun and interesting time in gaming. So anyway, these are just my thoughts on the entirety of the Neo Geo Visual History from Bitmap Books. I really dig it. If you're a fan of the Neo Geo platform or any of these games, whether you're a fan of the King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, Metal Slug, or anything else that's included within that library or that catalog of games from the company, this is definitely a must-own for you, because there's a lot of good stuff in here. Again, right now we're in the artwork section. I'm peering through it, like, look at this stuff. Look at how good this stuff looks. Look how great this stuff looks, man. It's so freaking good, and it's presented well. Like, it's not like a garbage, like, you know, copy of, look at this artwork of Kyo Kusanagi. How can you not love this? How can you not love this type of stuff? This is awesome. It's super realistic, too, but the Shinkira artwork just looks freaking fantastic. But anyway, I know I'm getting a little bit too much. I'm splurging a little bit, but this is that good of a book. Again, all this King of Fighters stuff, man. All this King of Fighters stuff, man. So good. Now, before I forget, now that I just kind of ran into here on this accident, this also does something that a lot of other books don't really do, that at least I don't see, you know, a kind of like epilogue, if you will, to the platform. So they kind of cover the games and the actual consoles and all this other stuff within a specific time period, but then they don't kind of relate it back to the modern day. This one goes all the way up to about 2017, when this book was originally released, and they do a couple other stuff, but it kind of talks about some of the games and some of the other like big titles that were mentioned in this book, where they're at now. So the big one obviously being King of Fighters, but King of Fighters 14 and whatever else is going to come afterwards. Some of the Metal Slug mobile device games, which is featured here on an iPhone. Little stuff like that I think is also pretty cool, and I want to see more books do something like that, especially if they're talking about like classic series, classic iterations of franchises. That is stuff that I think is very good for fans of the entirety of this type of stuff. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the Neo Geo Visual History from Bitmap Books. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of this type of stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think about Neo Geo. Tell me what you think about King of Fighters, Metal Slug, etc. Anything about what we just looked at, put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and of course, subscribe to the Koalition's YouTube channel for more videos just like this one and other great stuff we have here on the YouTube channel. So anyway, I will talk to you guys again very soon. Peace out, and stay epic, everybody.